Philippine Public Safety College and the Seidel Foundation, Germany, have been staunch allies in the promotion of the continuous training and education of the officers and personnel of the Philippine National Police since 2014. Time and again, we have proven that the effectiveness of this partnership with the joint implementation of the programs to conduct the rights-based and community-oriented policing training activities, adopting the best practices observed from police delegation visits and meetings with the counterparts in the Bavarian police, particularly in the use of practical, case-based scenarios in the police training. Likewise, we advocated to the strengthening of the rule of law and democratic processes, fostering a national police that is responsive to citizens' needs and with respect to human rights. With this, it is envisioned that practical education and training for police officers in terms of lawfulness, independent discretionary decisions, and communication will be implemented consistently among our different constitutive units, particularly the National Police College or NPC. In this regard, this training video is another measure to ensure the continuity of our efforts despite the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. This video also complements our trainings and seminars, and you can rest assured that even with the blended learning modality that we are implementing, our training remains standardized and modular in nature, progressing from simple to complex scenarios based on the increasing skills and comprehension of the police trainees in the course of this undertaking. I hope that our officers can apply what they will learn in these modules as they demonstrate knowledge of the applicable laws and legal basis for their actions, including how they physically react and verbally respond to different scenarios. And each scenario is well crafted, and teaching this goes through the processes of the instructions. More than ever, we need more officers who possess the right blend of knowledge, skills, attitude, and behavior in dealing with difficult predicaments. Verbal and non-verbal communication is crucial, especially in dealing with these conflicts. We continue to invest in our police officers, and in this light, I would like to thank the Hans Seidel Foundation Germany for their relentless efforts and cooperation.
The Hans Seidel Foundation congratulates the Philippine Public Safety College for being our active partner to promote police training and overall professionalism and competence of police instructors given the challenges in policing in the 21st century. We take pride in our joint efforts to promote police training using practical, case-based scenarios, incorporating the best practices observed by police delegations who visited and met with their counterparts at the Bavarian Police Academy. Admittedly, there is no cut-and-paste approach where what training practices the Philippine delegation observed in their visits can be transferred wholly to local training conditions. Local training managers, directors, faculty, and instructors may only adopt what is relevant and implement these according to local laws, culture, and conditions. These videos are by no means all there is to comprise the training activity, which is to be supplemented by lectures, interactive discussions, practical exercises, and other reference materials. It is envisioned that trainers will find this material useful in the conduct of their training activities, both as learning and discussion tools. The resulting videos may also be shared and viewed online, either for instruction or reference purposes. Again, our thanks to the men and women of the Philippine Public Safety College in our joint efforts to expand police instructors' knowledge and skills in training our present and future police officers.
Since 2014, The Philippine Public Safety College and the Seidel Foundation has jointly implemented a program to promote training of Philippine National Police, training directors, instructors, and other officers to conduct rights-based and community-oriented policing training activities, adapting best practices observed from police delegation visits and meeting with their counterparts in the Bavarian police, particularly in the use of practical, case-based scenarios in police training. The PPSC is the premier educational institution tasked for the training, human resource development, and continuing education of all personnel of the Philippine National Police. The HSF's overall country program aims to contribute to the strengthening of the rule of law, democratic processes and institutions in the Philippines, leading towards fostering a national police that is responsive to citizens' needs, respects human rights, and is integrated in society. HSF supported the PPSC's advocating the PNP's training officers use practical, case-based, and rights-based entry-level, advanced, and senior police officer training. With these, it is envisioned that practical education and training for police officers in terms of lawfulness, independent discretionary decisions, and communication will be implemented consistently by various education and training centers for rights-based, community-oriented police services. The HSF has arranged for PPSC and PNP training directors, faculty, and instructors to visit and meet with their counterparts at the Bavarian Police Academy or BPA in Eichstätt, Bavaria, Germany. Among the best practices observed by the visiting police delegation was the BPA's use of practical, case-based scenarios in police training. The training is standardized and modular in nature, progressing from simple to complex scenarios based on increasing skills and comprehension of the police trainees in the course of their training. Each scenario is well crafted, and teaching this goes through the processes of the instructors. 1. Planning. Determining what the learning objectives are based on the capabilities of the students. 2. Preparation. What reference materials need to be available? What non-expensive or readily equipment and materials need to be provided for realism or to approximate real-life situations? What specific instructions, guidance need to be given to role players who will test the analytical, reactive skills of the students confronted with the situation, etc. Implementation. Where will the scenario be played? What will be the role of the instructors and other players? What time and motion controls are required, etc. And 4. Review or evaluation. At the end of the exercise, a conduct of a short review. How the students performed, what questions to ask, and how to ascertain by their answers that the students met the learning objectives, among others. Moreover, integrated in the training scenario are elements of policing espoused by the Bavarian police, which provides that for any police action, the following elements must always be present, namely, the police officers demonstrate knowledge of the applicable laws and legal basis for their action, including how they physically react and verbally respond to the situation which may involve a hostile threat to the responders or civilians in the area. The police officers demonstrate proficiency in skills in A. Quickly mentally analyzing and crafting a solution to the problem posed by the situation, and B. Physically restraining or securing the suspect or victim, potential or otherwise, only with the use of proportionate force and at all times securing the safety of the responding police officers. Police officers only apply legally permissible preventive measures in restraining suspects, never unjustified repressive actions. The police officers demonstrate the proper attitude and behavior towards the suspects, exercising both non-verbal and verbal communication skills to de-escalate the conflict between the parties involved and possible lower the levels of hostility and aggressiveness on the part of the suspect, resulting to lesser force required to subdue the latter. Under the partnership between the PPSC and the HSF from 2015 through 2020, several training activities were conducted for training directors, faculty, and instructors of the PPSC's National Police Training Institute, which has management oversight for regional training centers throughout the country, and to a lesser extent, for faculty and instructors at the PPSC's National Police College. Included among the products of the partnership are the development of 3 editions of the PPSC's Manuals on Teaching using practical, case-based methods. Training activities were conducted for regional training officials and faculty for the Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao regions. Originally, the participants were asked to develop cases, then present how they will teach such a case. Initially, most cases focused on the tactical aspects and less on the analytical and communications-related aspects. PPSC and HSF officials, together with the core group, composed of PPSC and PNP training officials exposed to the Bavarian police training philosophy, developed training materials for eventual use by the instructors. Towards the latter part of the program, the core group members served as resource persons and lecturers for training activities conducted for new batches of the training center's faculty and police instructors, especially with the passage of Republic Act 11279, which transferred administration of the NPTI and its RTCs from the PPSC to the PNP. Changes in the PNP organization, including retirement and promotion of police officials, has resulted to new police training directors, faculty, and instructors assigned to the RTCs. How the PPSCs adapted its observed best practices in training and the training philosophy of the Bavarian police was also disseminated to counterpart training institutions in Indonesia, Cambodia, Malaysia, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam by the HSF. Aside from conduct of basic police training, adjustments in Philippine police training to counter the emerging threats of transnational crime, particularly cyber and cyber-related crime, were also shared. These included online conferences.